He'll get your life back to normal. Lonnie with Restore It, Restoration.
Welcome to another episode, edition, whatever you want to call it, chapter, lesson, or something or other of the Service Guys podcast. I'm Ruel Abadam. I'm your co-host. And on the other line, we have our service professional, Lonnie Beecham. What's up, Lonnie?
Man, it is so good to hear from you. I know we've barely chatted. We tried to record this yesterday, but it is so good to hear a friendly voice. It's been so long, and we've been cooped up or locked out, or, you know, life is not normal right now. We're recording this, this is my 21st wedding anniversary. April 24th of 1999 is whenever I got married, and today is April 24th of 2020, knee-deep in the middle of this corona COVID-19 pandemic, whatever this is. So, how you doing, Ruel?
I'm good. Congratulations on the anniversary. That's great.
21 years.
21 years. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like we're going to have we should expect a corona baby from you guys at this point in your life, right? No
corona babies. There's been some procedures in place on both ends to prevent any more corona babies.
That is right. I remember that.
Yes.
That little bit of information.
But I'm a new uncle as of yesterday. And I'm also, I don't know if we've recorded since my brother Trey had his baby February 14th, Valentine's Day. So I'm a new uncle 2 times over in the last 2 months, 3 months, whatever this is. Yay. So I'll be seeing the niece in Des Moines. I would venture to say within the next 2 months, I'll be seeing her. I don't know when or if I'll ever see Trey and Amber in New York, but that's okay.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I think the last time we recorded was with Meagan.
Yeah.
And back then we were talking. It was described as where she was at being the epicenter of this whole thing.
Yeah, and then now it's moved from Seattle, Washington to New York City, and since then, her world's gotten turned upside down. There, I guess I've already kind of said. I hope she doesn't mind. So her family is directly affected with COVID right now, currently. So, and she's not one of the Facebook people that's telling us minute by minute what her temperatures are and stuff like that. But she does have COVID in her house, and they're all actually on the mend. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been an ordeal. That's why she's been kind of MIA for the last couple of weeks, because since we all last spoke, it's been the world has changed every day, minute by minute. So, so sorry, Megan. I'm not giving out all the details, but she does have COVID in her home, and one of her 6 family members has been tested positive, and but everybody's already kind of on the mend, and it was like a 3-day thing, and asymptomatic, after about the 3rd day. So some in her house have had it. It seems like worse than others, but nobody. Only one has been confirmed tested, and the others are everybody, but the old people. Her in-laws live in the basement, so far they've been separated enough that they're not showing any signs of it. But anyway, maybe right here would be a good time to pause for 20 seconds, and then maybe I should reach out to Megan and say, hey, can I, I let it slip, but we can cut it out before it goes public. What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, I'll put a hold on publishing anything, and I'll wait for your word, and then if it ain't cool, then we'll definitely cut it out. So yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, they're kind of, she's not like some of the people that were just on a Saturday podcast within the last month, just wanting everybody to feel sympathy and feel sorry for them. And, you know, that was totally 100% bogus. I'm leaving names out, but the people that know, that listen, they know it was a load of crap.
It's amazing, huh? How people roll.
Some people need more attention than others, and I know Megan's, you know, private enough that I feel kind of bad for even saying anything, but it just kind of slipped out. But so that was the last time we spoke, when everything was just really up in the air and things were starting, and they were talking about shutting things down. And now, since we all spoke, it's been almost a month since we've all spoke.
Oh yeah, it has. I think it may have been the same day after we recorded that session that our CEO, our leadership, had sent an email asking folks to start working from home until the end of the following month. And then so that kind of kicked things off as far as my whole shelter in place, beginning of the whole COVID era. And, you know, more recently, another email had been sent out to the team asking us, regardless if you were in the U.S. or if you were outside of the U.S., we're being asked to continue to work from home through the end of May. So it's still a deal here for me.
Is it? I mean, I don't know. Here's my thought. Each metropolitan area seems to be getting hit hard. And then you step back and you take a look at like New York City, and their essential workers are still riding on a subway. So a lot of New Yorkers don't even own a car, you know, so they have no way to get to work but a bus or a subway or some mass transit. So I don't know what the answer is, but how things are affected in metropolitan areas like New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, LA doesn't always translate very well to middle America, flyover country where I live. So we're all stuck out here kind of in limbo. A lot of people are even kind of wondering, like, this is a glorified cold or flu. Kind of hits you hard and then kind of moves on. And it doesn't, I mean, for most people, now granted, I know we've had 40-some thousand, as of today's recording, 46,000 deaths, I think.
Oh my.
Something like that nationwide. So, you know, I know it's a big deal, but I can't tell, like, my state is on stay-at-home orders from our governor, but yet you can go to essential shopping, and you can do takeout food. And so I can go to Walmart right now. They have limited hours, but I can go to Walmart right now, do some grocery shopping, get my oil changed, get some tires, pick up some batteries and some gardening tools, and walk out the door. And about a third of the people are wearing any sort of PPE, gloves or masks or anything like that. And 2/3, roughly, maybe 50-50. I don't know. Kind of depends on the day. Some people wearing gloves and masks. Some people aren't. I don't know. I'm just left out here wondering what is really going on. I don't know what the answer is. And I know it's unfortunate that somebody's dying from this, but at the same time, we have 60,000 deaths a year in the flu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
from where I sit, it's definitely not normal, right? Only because both my wife and I, we have the opportunity to work from home, and the kids have the opportunity to stay home because they're not allowed. They can't go to school. Not even the teachers can go in.
Even our schools are shut down for the rest of the year.
So the whole week feels like one big weekend. And what I mean by that is, we have to, take care of the kids. Where ordinarily, they would have had packed meals and snacks, and they would just have a schedule to operate off of. But here it's like the weekend where, okay, lunch is coming up. We gotta prep the meals. Everybody's gonna sit down and have lunch. We got to do that on top of having to, do our jobs at the same time. We've become
and be a teacher and
exactly.
a referee. Your kids are young enough that they probably tend to like just bop each other in the head just because they're bored.
Yeah, once in a while. So
right, and you're on a conference call and all hell breaks loose in the background. And you're like, hold, please.
Yeah, everybody has some sort of Google meeting or some Zoom meeting, and it varies throughout the week. We have teachers who want to meet a child multiple times a day. Whether it's just a standard check-in with the class or if it's a one-on-one to work specifically on a given assignment, or if it's a class sort of activity. Like right now, my son is supposed to be logged in doing an art activity, an art lesson with the rest of his class over a Google meeting situation. So it's tough.
Yeah, and then I'm considered an essential business, but my carpet cleaning business is totally dead. I haven't had a carpet cleaning call in 30 weeks, which is not my main bread and butter. So, that's a small blip as far as my income, but mold damage still happens, water damage still happens, that sort of thing. But yeah, and then our simple water jobs are now getting more complicated because some people won't let us into their place. If their neighbor, if they have a townhouse or something, they're not, like the one that has the bulk of the water, they want it taken care of, but the one that's being intruded on, they're mad at the neighbor, they're mad at us because we're trying to get in, but they won't let us in. So, now we're having to put on, put on our PPE, full face respirators and stuff like that. Well, that costs $20 every time I put one of those on. Things are very different. Very different.
Yeah, it was really, it gets stressful because sometimes I find myself just stuck at the computer. I haven't. There was I heard one conversation. Some other remote worker where this guy realized, he had been going, for a couple of weeks working from home, but only went out for like a small sort of walk or hike, maybe once the whole time. And that's not healthy.
No, it's not. Yeah. I'm afraid that the cure is more harmful than the virus.
Yeah,
suicide is up. Domestic violence is up. Speaking of which, our friend, I have communicated with her, and everything seems to be okay down south in that regard.
Good.
But yeah, prescription anxiety pills are on the rise. Suicide's on the rise. Domestic violence is on the rise. Everything's on the rise. And
alcohol consumption.
I have seen a lot more day drinking now in the last month than I have previously. I
thought about it today, actually.
Yeah. Well, and then our friend Megan, she made a post in our group within the last week, maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know. But anyway, she said something about feeling like it's Blur's Day. Every day is just a blur. And I know
that's
at my house, our evening routines are a little more relaxed as far as like bathing. And, like every night about 7:00, we start hitting the showers and, that sort of thing. Well, I shower immediately. But anyway, when they got school, we had our routine. Boom, boom, boom. About this time to this time, we were, Addie was in the shower, and then Livy was in the shower, and me and Ness, we were all in the shower about the same time every day, give or take 30 minutes. And now it's kind of like, well, if now it's kind of like Saturday. I tended to only shower in the night on Saturday night and Sunday night, but normally I shower, 5 o'clock when I get home every day. And, but the girls, I mean, they may not shower on Saturday if they're not going anywhere. They don't have any activities or anything, but now every day is a Saturday to them. And yeah, it's just weird. It is very, very weird.
When you're hiring someone to clean your carpets, you're probably assuming that they're using better equipment and better cleaning solutions than you would. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Their equipment should heat the water to 200 degrees to ensure that your carpets are not only clean, but disinfected. Next time you hire someone to clean your carpet or tile, ask them how hot their water gets. If they don't know or it's less than 200 degrees, send them back and call me, Lonnie Beecham, with Restore It Restoration. I'll get your carpets done right and your life back to normal.
I'm curious, what we've been doing here at home is we have spray bottles. One bottle can have just hydrogen peroxide, and another bottle would have standard rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. Mm-hmm. And we'll keep spray bottles in the garage, and we'll keep spray bottles inside the house, so that for things like we'll get a package or something, and then we'll just what the heck, just to be safe, we'll spray it down with either one of those things. What are your thoughts on that?
So, I don't know. I mean, for the last decade, we've kind of heard people, and I'm not talking COVID, I'm just talking about, since when you and I were kids, we're about the same age. We barely ever washed our hands, and I don't remember ever getting sick. We were riding our bikes. We were out. We were gone. We were fishing. We were doing whatever we did until sundown. That was about it. And in July, the sun goes down at 9 o'clock, and we were gone. And we didn't wash our hands all the time. We might have washed our hands before lunch if we ate lunch. And then, so for the last year or decade or so, you kind of hear people talking about how everybody seems to have allergies really bad. And doctor people have been blaming it on all the hand sanitizers. And, nobody lets their kid just go play in the mud like we did as a kid. So I don't know. And then latest thing that I saw from the CDC is you're actually not getting the virus from surfaces. It's just in the air. So, them spraying down like a Amazon box. I mean, cardboard is porous, so you spray it down and you soak it down with rubbing alcohol or peroxide. For what good? I don't know. I personally, I don't spray down boxes that we get. I just take my razor knife, pop that packing tape, cut the seam, pop it open, and then take it inside. I don't know that I would necessarily bring a cardboard box into my living environment, but spraying down a cardboard box, I personally kind of think it's a little over the top, kind of pointless, kind of a waste. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sort of like there's a certain microbiologist. There's certain activities that you don't really know are having an effect, but they may provide just a little bit of sanity or peace of mind for folks who just feel like they need to contribute or participate in some way towards.
Now, I have worn, I don't wear it all the time, but I have worn masks going into Sam's or, some store, grocery store or whatever. I have worn gloves. I have worn a mask. I don't always. Now I do carry some not rubbing alcohol. I do carry hand sanitizer in my van. So I generally don't grab carts because whenever I go grocery shopping, it's more just, hey, I forgot to grab lettuce. Can you grab a head of lettuce? That sort of thing. So I will do my shopping. We're all pretty much standing apart now. And, and then when I get in the car, I do hit my hands with the hand sanitizer. And that's about it. Now, it is weird in the business setting because normally we shake hands when we're meeting people. Hi, I'm Lonnie Beecham. nice to meet you. And I stick my hand out. They stick their hands out. And then, like this morning, I was talking to a lady. She, we just, out of custom, we just stuck our hands out and shook hands. And then I said, "Oh, are you okay shaking hands? I don't know what the protocol is. It's kind of weird." She goes, "Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about it, but we haven't been sick." And I'm like, "I haven't been sick." And so we're good. But her husband, he works for the Missouri State Department of Health in the laboratory, something or other. And he was on a conference call when I first got there this morning, and he came down and he wouldn't shake hands. I started reaching out, and he goes, "Oh, I don't know if we should shake hands." And I didn't say, "Well, your wife just shook my hand an hour ago." So it's weird, though. I mean, everything's just kind of weird. We don't know what the social mores are anymore. It's like, do I shake your hand? Do I just fist bump you? Do we rub elbows? What do we do?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is very weird.
We had a UPS delivery, right, where the guy got out of his van and he saw my son was like on his bike on the driveway. So he didn't want to go past my son because he figured, that was the most he can go. The furthest he can go was wherever my son was, but keeping his distance from my son. So he decided to leave the package on the road.
Oh, wow.
He didn't realize I was watching. And then when he dropped it, he left it on the road. And then I stood up, and then he noticed me. And he's like, "Is it okay if I leave it there because I saw your son there and I didn't want to get close?" I'm thinking, yeah, I got it. That's fine. But it's just, really.
And it's weird, isn't it? Because he doesn't want to be responsible to get your son sick.
Yeah.
Or catch something if your son is in the tail end of a sickness. He doesn't want to get it. He's in and out of everybody's homes and front porches and offices or whatever.
Yeah. It's just, stepping away, you realize this guy just left a package on the road and he was going to leave.
Right.
Not even thinking.
Leave it to a 7-year-old to pick this package up and haul it in.
Yeah. Or why not kind of walk around my son and then maybe put it on the sidewalk closer to the property.
And me personally, I just sit there and think, you're outside, keep your distance. I get it. Okay. Keep your distance. But walk 6 feet around the boy on the bike. I mean, to me, I don't know. It's weird. And you can't get upset because the guy's trying to protect your son and himself. It really is. It's a weird time.
We have, one of the many bummers about this time is, none of my local Starbucks are open. For a little bit they stayed open and they allowed sort of pickup sort of situation, but then they totally shut down. Not even the places that have the drive-through situations, were open. Like, wow, I haven't had Starbucks in ages. This is lame. Meanwhile,
better anyway.
Meanwhile, Pete's figured it out. They just moved a table or a counter to the entrance, right inside the store. So right when you walk up to the door, they've got a sort of a whole order taken, order pickup sort of situation going. You can order via the app, or you could, place an order live in person, but at a safe distance. With minimal contact as possible. And I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect, because I need to get
far better anyway.
Oh yeah. But I was pretty bummed for a while because even though I can make coffee at home anytime, that whole process of just going out to buy something for yourself, it was that little treat that sort of gave you a little satisfaction and that made you
take a break. Yep.
Exactly. A little bit of self-care, that little bit of, control, that little bit of non-stress
and
situation.
At this point, a little bit of by yourself time. I mean, we all love our families and kids and wives and husbands and whatever, but yet when you're sitting in the same box all day, every day, sometimes getting away is, it's essential.
I can imagine what people were struggling with emotionally, mentally, with that through the whole adjustment of it all. And I'm kind of, in a weird way, I'm happy that it's happened, that people are going through it, because if you know what I'm talking about, take that emotion, that stress, and have it and experience it for years, way before COVID became an issue, because that's exactly how I've had to live my life for a long time. Managing the kids and all of their special activities, and not being able to sit my butt at an office like a factory worker or something, just clock in and stay there for a straight productive, whatever, 8 or 10 hours. I couldn't do that. I needed the flexibility to make my house work and to do my job. So now everybody's going through it and having to realize that it's struggle. So that's, in a weird way, it takes it off of my mind. Like, okay, now people know what it feels like. Now I don't have to, I feel less stress about it now that everybody's feeling it. Is that, what I'm trying to say? It's weird.
Yep. But hey, on an interesting note with Starbucks, I think later on next week, I'm supposed to be doing a COVID clean for our one and only freestanding corporate Starbucks store. The other Starbucks that we have in town are inside of a grocery store or Target or something like that, and those are not corporately owned. But I got one and only that's shut down, and I'm entrusted to throw away any open bags of coffee.
Nice.
Throw away all open bags of sleeves of coffee cups and lids, and anything that's open is to be discarded off-site.
Okay.
And we've got to empty the ice bin, clean the floors, wipe down all horizontal high-touch surfaces, and discard any trash off-site. We got to put plastic up on the windows so that they don't see a crew of people in there with hazmat suits and stuff like that. And that came in what day was that?
Very cool.
Wednesday. It came in last Wednesday as a call, drop what you're doing. Let's go make this happen. I'm trying to coordinate getting in with, they had to open the door and then close the door, lock us up and secure the building and, do the alarm and stuff when we're done. And then I was told, can't do it today because the store manager actually had asked months ago for a personal day, so he can't come meet you. I'm like, well, this is that extenuating circumstance clause that everybody has, you don't think he can come meet me at 2:00 to come let me in and then lock me out at midnight tonight. But anyway, so then it went from drop what you're doing, do it today, to let's do it tomorrow morning. And I said, okay, 9:00. And then a little bit later on Wednesday night, they were like, no, let's do it in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, you just call me. We'll see where we're at. I don't have time to babysit you and hold your hand. And, if you want it done, I'm here. If you don't, whatever. So I might, at the end of this week or next week, by this time next week, I might have several pounds of coffee to discard off site.
So that means Lonnie will be opening up some fresh bags of coffee, and then, look at that, that's open. I'm going to have to discard this in this undisclosed location.
I'll do it honestly. I'm not going to open a bag because I'm not that big of a Starbucks fan. I mean, believe it or not, I think Folgers is better than Starbucks, even though Folgers sucks. I mean, I am on the record for saying Folgers sucks, but I think it's as good or better than Starbucks. But if it's open, I'll discard it off-site. I'm not going to intentionally open a bag, but I will definitely discard it off-site.
Yeah, you getting the work from Starbucks corporate to clean up one of their stores is independent of whether or not you like their coffee.
Right. I like their green money, and they pay me. I do Starbucks. I do some cleaning. Anything any biohazard work. In a Starbucks store, they pay me stupid money so if you go and vomit in the bathroom floor, they'll pay me stupid money to go clean the vomit off the floor. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Wow.
If you happen to have a dysentery and you miss the toilet, they pay me stupid money to go do that. They'll shut down the whole store because somebody had diarrhea on the floor in the bathroom. It's like, whatever, I'll be there in an hour.
That's great.
But pays well, and it's all the same to me. I mean, it ain't the first time I do a lot of diarrhea cleanup in my line of work. So
we need to put that on one of
on
the
a T-shirt.
On the website, diarrhea cleanup.
It happens. Well, it's embarrassing. I feel so embarrassed for the people that call. They're older people with mobility issues, and they're so embarrassed for calling me. I had an accident, and I couldn't make it to the toilet in time. I've heard that so many times. And normally, if you call me today, I'll schedule a carpet cleaning for you, when it's more convenient for both of us one day next week. You call me today and say, I had an accident. Guess what? I'm going to go clean your carpet tonight, because that's embarrassing that you had to call me because you had diarrhea in your bedroom floor and that. And it's sooner that I get there, the sooner, easier it is to clean up and stuff like that. So it's embarrassing, but it does happen. Yeah, it does happen often. And it's of the older bunch. And so I do make it happen as fast as I can. But yeah, it happens.
Now, if it's a 20-year-old partying out and throws up and defecates in his dorm room, and that can wait.
Oh, well, I have gotten that call. Like, yeah, we were partying and we, so-and-so puked on the floor. It's like, okay, I'll make it happen today. But, it's different. I mean, if you're drunk and puking, that's different than old and feeble and couldn't make it to the toilet. And then could you imagine calling a guy like me saying, I had an accident in my own floor because I couldn't make it to the bathroom in time? I don't send those pictures to you. Yeah. You have
sent a bunch of dead animal pics within this gap of between now and the last episode.
I've done quite a bit of that in the last. Yeah, the first one ended up some crackhead meth head dude ended up shooting it twice with a 45, and it was still alive. 2 hours later, I just threw it out on the edge of the property and just let cycle of life happen, and it's still actually sitting there. Now
this is the possum, right?
The live one that fell on my head and arms and stuff that scared the crap out of me. Yeah, that one. That one lived for several hours with a 45 slug in it. Then she called me, I don't know, 5 days later. I'm still smelling a dead animal smell. I found that one. I missed the other one because I got so discombobulated with having a live one come out. And, I thought, well, that's it. And didn't go looking any further. And, he was eating on his brother. And then she had a water leak in her trailer. So they had a whole condo. I mean, he never even had to leave. He'd go eat on his neighbor next door and go down the other end and get a drink. And good times.
Good times.
That last one, that last dead one was that nasty. Oh, it was nasty. Green and maggot infested, and it was gross.
Speaking of animals, I heard on the news thing, and I barely catch news. What I'll do is I'll go out, I'll take a drive to the grocery store, and I'll hit the news station just to see what's being said in that moment in time. And I heard something about animals, like your pets can catch COVID, right? Have you heard that?
I heard something about a tiger somewhere got tested.
And it's not proven. There's no hard sort of evidence that you can catch COVID from your pets if they have it, right? But their recommendation was, like you have a house dog or a cat, right? You gotta you're gonna live with your pet, but you're gonna remain at a safe distance away from your pet. When you walk your pet, you're gonna remain at a safe distance from your pets. And I just started couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like, really? That's what it's come down to now? Like you can.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And how do you stay away from your pet? My little 13-pound mutt. I mean, she's a lap dog. I mean, she cuddles up with us and sleeps with us and sits next to us on the couch, and you can't get away from her.
Yeah. How do you do that? Like, everybody, a lot of these pet owners who, they're so attached to their furry animals that you're going to ask them, you're going to recommend that they keep a safe distance from them. I can't see that happening.
No.
People would rather catch the disease, if it was possible, than to separate from their furry little, friends.
Right. Well, they become family. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
My dog kind of drives me nuts because she always wants let out at the most inopportune time. It's like, really? And then she knows the trick. She gets a treat every time she goes out, and sometimes I think she just wants a treat. Actually, I got Meagan texting with me right now. Yeah, maybe we might bring her in.
Well, I have a hard out at 2. I got to catch another Zoom call.
Okay.
Something. This has nothing to do with COVID and disease, but it's related to some tip that a little bit of information you shared a while back with pertaining to as I change subjects, pertaining to WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great product. Well, what's up?
Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the putty products that are out on stores for kids and stuff. This whole
putty.
It's something
Billy
like
putty?
Something like that. There's a product, and they come in these little canisters, something like Aaron's putty or something or other. And some of them they glow, some of them smell a certain way, some of them they've got a sheen to it, flavors for life. And I detest these products so much, because the kid would hold on to it, pass out on the car seat, and the thing would fall down on their clothes and on the upholstery and stuff. And undetected, that stuff just sort of sinks and just sort of, it just sort of sinks and sinks until it becomes practically flat on wherever it lands. And, we've had...
so it's like slime.
Oh, yeah. But more, I don't know, like dense perhaps. And, if you don't catch it and you run it through the wash and the dry, then it's like gum, right? And don't get in your hair, don't get it on the carpet. I hate this stuff because whenever that stuff happens, who's the person that has to deal with it?
Yeah.
I got to deal with it. And how much grief?
So you use WD-40 to get it up?
Oh my God. I stumbled upon a video where someone took WD-40 to clean gum off of a carpet. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then sometime last week or earlier in the week, my daughter had just a whole bunch of this stuff on her jacket, on the hood of her jacket. And I was pissed, about the whole thing. Cause great, this jacket's gonna get tossed. But then I thought about the WD-40 and I remember having a canister in the garage and I took that stuff off with WD-40. It was like amazing. I was thinking, oh my God.
It's amazing what it can do.
The world has to know about this whole solution with WD-40 and things like putty and
keep it to yourself. Keep that to yourself, and then a guy like me can charge stupid money to come do basically the same thing.
Okay. Well, I won't document it. I won't do a step by step.
I told Megan's willing to come on. Let's bring her in. I told her you have a hard out in 15 minutes. You good with that? Yeah,
I can hold. You want to pass her through?
Yep, I'll do the add a call thing. So bear with me 2 seconds.
Gotcha. Exciting.
Yeah, here we go. And here, hold please.
Mm-hmm. I'll just take a sip of my coffee.
Are we all here?
I'm here.
I'm here too, at a safe distance. What's
All right.
Hey, Ruel.
up? Hi.
So,
How are you?
I'm good.
So, Megan, while you're here, I was going to ping you and let you in on a little secret that I didn't give a lot of details, but I did let everybody know that, and I told Ruel, like, hey, let's hold off on this until I talk to Megan about letting out. I said that you had one positive case of COVID in your home. And, I was going to ping you and say, hey, by the way, I didn't give out everything, but I did mention it. So I was going to get that clarification from you. So you okay talking about all this?
Yep, totally fine about it.
Okay.
Yay.
Well, I know you're private.
We haven't told a lot of people yet about it. But
well, there's only like 3 people from the NSNG group that listen to this. So
perfect.
And it's Jackie Jones and you, and I think Sue Kirkley or Sue Hill, he listens, and that's about it.
Awesome. Then we're good.
How you doing? I'll let you talk. I mean, Ruel does have a heart out. That's a term we learned from Vinny and Anna. He has a heart out in 13 minutes, but how you doing?
Sure.
How you feeling? How's your family? How's your boy? How's your girl? How's your husband? How's the in-laws downstairs?
Yep. So far, everybody is on the mend now, which is great. So Ruel, my husband worked for somebody on Thursday, and he came home Sunday and said he wasn't feeling quite right. And I took his temp, and it was 101. And then we called the doctor the next day, not really knowing, just because he wasn't feeling good. And he didn't go to work that day. And the doctor said, his symptoms, we wouldn't do a test on him. And then that night, we got a text from the lady he had worked for on Thursday saying that she was positive. So it's just kind of ripped through our house, actually. It hasn't been that bad like you see on the news or anything. I would probably have, if I was working, I would have already gone to work. I would not even have thought of calling in sick at all. I wouldn't have known I had it if we hadn't got the text from the person he worked for. So.
And
wow.
And you all did get tested. Your husband got tested.
He got tested, and we found out he got tested. So he was running a fever Sunday night and all day Monday. We went in on Tuesday and had him tested because we have his parents that live in our basement. We're more worried about them. So we did go get tested, and it came back. We got the test results late on Wednesday night, and then we got called by the hospital first thing in the morning, Thursday, and then we got called by the Department of Health pretty soon after we heard from the nurse of all the things what we can do and what we can't do, to assume because both my kids have symptoms and I have symptoms that all of us have it. And the rest of us will get a blood test when we can go back out in public to see if we actually do carry the antibodies. So we've all had it. We've all had pretty close to the same symptoms. My daughter is a lot more in the chest than the rest of us are, but we're tired. It's kind of draining. I think the most draining thing is not being able to leave the house.
Well, can you at least sit on your back porch or outside out back or something?
We could sit, yeah. We do live in Washington, so it has been raining. Today it's rained kind of off and on. So we could, yes. I did go outside yesterday, and I used my barbecue and cooked a steak just to get out in the fresh air just a little bit. And who doesn't like a good steak, even when sick?
Now, is it, does the weather allow you to, or do you have an attic fan? I mean, would your weather allow you to just suck all the fresh air in from outside and crack some windows and get it up, everything up and out and keep it? That would also Well, A, do you have a attic fan?
I do, and it has been running. We had the windows cracked yesterday. We don't have them cracked today.
So with that, knowing my technology, I mean, that is a negative air pressure right there. So anything that you all are breathing in your living area would go up and out through the attic, and that would help prevent your, in-laws in the basement from getting
Right.
it.
True. I'll have to do that. I'll go do that when we get off the phone. So my in-laws, what we did is Maddie's room is down there as well. So they have kind of like the whole basement area of our house. And Maddie does as well, has a bedroom down there. So we moved her up into our spare bedroom as soon as Sam broke out with a fever. So she's been upstairs since Sunday, and they have stayed. We pretty much have not been around them too often because we were both first going to work, and then Sam was still working. So we just wanted to make sure we would not infect them. So we haven't seen them too much. And I don't think, so far so good, they have not gotten sick. And we all got sick pretty.
Oh. You just got sick what?
We pretty much got sick. I was wondering, it seemed like it. We got sick pretty much right away. So Sam was sick on Sunday night. Micah was sick Tuesday. Me and Maddie both came down with it on Wednesday. So it's pretty fast.
Wow. Yeah, there was a
And
stretch
everybody's doing better?
What was that?
Everybody's doing better now?
Everybody is doing better. She got up today and she ate. This was probably the first time in a couple days she got out of bed and ate some food. So she is doing better. She does have it more in the chest than the rest of us do. So she has a nice, juicy, cough going on that none of us really have. My chest feels more like I went running on a, really cold day where it just kind of hurts a little bit when you breathe in deep. But other than that, I would never have known if we didn't get the text from the person Sam worked for.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Ruel. I kind of stepped on you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, sometimes I wonder, there was a stretch early on this whole period where I felt really out of it, and I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore. But I wonder, and there's no way to know unless there's testing, right? Was anybody here?
Well, you can go and have that blood. You can go and have that blood test done, and they will be able to tell you whether you have the antibodies or not. And I believe it's a prick of your finger.
Yeah.
But I would call your doctor's office because I know that we get to have it as soon as we're healthy enough and we've, met our quarantine time that we can go have that test done. I know we've all had it just because we've all had the same symptoms. But I do want to have that antibody test done so that it shows that I did.
And what's the quarantine
have
time?
It.
7 days, 14 days, 21 days? I mean, what are they telling you?
So 7 days from your first symptom. So for me, it would be Wednesday, 7 days from Wednesday, or 3 days after you're symptom free. So if it's longer than 7 days, you have to wait out 3 more days where you have no symptoms. So you could be, I had a girlfriend's mom, I think she had it for 2 weeks. So then she would have to wait 3 more days when she was totally symptom free before she could go out. But, well, I agree. If I were to think about it, I would think I'm just really worn out. That's what it feels like.
And I wonder, like, now, like, you've got confirmation and you guys are coming out of it, fortunately. And so now what happens? Do you come out from it feeling like now I'm bulletproof and I could just sort of like, not worry about masks or germs or any of that thing? Do you wear a sticker like you just voted, and it said I COVIDed,
Can I get a T-shirt that says I survived COVID?
You know, and then like, could you like sneeze on somebody and spread and give your antibodies to somebody and heal them? You know, that's how my world.
Yeah, I don't know. I will go give blood because if my blood does have the antibodies in it, I think I will do that for sure. I don't know. We were thinking, hey, we could go travel. There's a lot of stuff that we could take advantage of this time where we've already had it and we're not going to spread it to anybody else.
So, Megan, I got a question.
Yeah.
Riel and I were kind of talking about this earlier. Have you posted anything on Facebook of what your temperatures are, what your symptoms are, what kind of lingerie or negligee or anything that you're wearing in case an EMT has to show up? Have you done anything like that?
The only thing I've done, no, I have not posted anything social media-wise that I have COVID at all. I think I just posted the word sigh yesterday, and that was when we were talking to the Department of Health, because it's kind of like, oh my gosh, now we can't really do anything. But no, I haven't posted anything. And I don't know if I will post anything.
I was poking fun at one of our members that was wanting to give us play-by-play what her temperature was hour by hour, and some attention for that doesn't deserve it, that just got podcast time.
Right. My daughter, she's 21, just so you know, Ruel. She came and she slept in my room yesterday. She was in here all day. Her phone was, being off the hook or whatever you want to call it, just notification after notification after notification. And she just slept through the whole thing. So I think if you're really sick, you're sick. And your body needs sleep, I guess.
And you're not worrying about what you're wearing?
Oh, no. I have a picture of her. She's in my little robe with a hoodie up and in my blankets, and pretty cute.
Yeah, you need to post that on social media and rub it in her face.
This is what COVID-19 looks like?
Right. Not like the other one. And Ruel, I'll tell you off the air who I'm talking about if you don't know already. But they're the person that is just really just like, shut up. And she's been quiet since she got told basically, shut up. She's been quiet.
Yeah. I did. I kind of thought, should I tell people because you don't remember who all you've been around? I've been pretty good about staying home anyways, but, I thought about it and then I thought, no. We contacted the ones that needed to know, and I told my family, and I just left it at that.
And that's how it should be.
So, I may post when I give blood.
There you go.
I could, because I have to go. You guys don't have to end the party. You guys could just keep on going at it. Okay,
so maybe Meg and I can chat a little bit longer. You got to roll with the recording. Keep going.
Yeah. The recording.
When we hang up, it'll stop recording.
Just when you guys wrap up, go ahead and message me, and then I'll make sure to shut it off.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
It's nice catching up. Nice catching up, guys.
All right.
Nice to hear you, Ruel.
All right.
Take care. Go to work, Ruel. Make me some money.
All right. Exit stage left. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Carry on.
All right. A little bit long. You okay to speak for a few more minutes? We haven't spoken, and Ruel and I were kind of talking about this. Man, it's been 2 or 3. It's been a week or 3 or a month or 3. We couldn't remember. You were the last recording we had, and I said, since then, so much has changed, and I accidentally let it slip that, you had some COVID in your house. So, but it's good to hear that everybody's bouncing back, and sounds like 3 days of misery, and then it's just a waiting game and hurry up and wait and And I don't understand why you can't go walk by yourself down the block and back, or around the block, or whatever you got. I don't understand that part.
I don't understand it either, but they said that we couldn't leave our house. We had to have all of our groceries delivered to us. We have to have food delivered to us if we order food. We cannot leave at all. So,
wow.
And it's kind of weird because you think, wow, I really want to go get a coffee, or I really want to go, I need to go to the bank, or those kind of things where you have to either ask a friend.
But couldn't you go to the bank? I mean, you're in your own car going to a drive. I mean, my banks around here it's special service.
Right.
To go to the bank, it's all drive-through only. So if you wanted to go, I don't know what you'd pull a $20 bill out for if you can't go to the grocery store for coffee. But I guess in consciousness, you don't want to go breathing, even though you're in your car. You are within 6 feet of people if you're pulling up to the window.
Right. And then what if you cough?
Right.
That plume is so big. What if you sneeze, or it's just, I guess it's better to stay in, and then part of me thinks this isn't, I don't want to say it's not as serious as people make it out to be, but it is very contagious. But that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You'll have to listen to the beginning until you came in. But we're both kind of wondering, like, yes, it's contagious. Yes, people are dying, but yet at the same time, I don't know. I struggle with how much of this economy shutdown is warranted, how much of it's overhyped, how much of it's real, how much of it's, smoke and mirrors. I don't know. And I do know that unfortunately we've had 46,000 people, I think, in America die in a short period of time. So yes, unfortunately somebody's family is not with us anymore. And that is sad, but it also looks like people that are passing away from it have heart disease, they have cancer, they have diabetes, they have a lot of underlying things that shortens their life anyway.
Correct. I'm thankful because it has been so mild, but it also makes me think what's really going on. Like I said, I would have gone to work and not thought twice about it. We probably wouldn't have gotten tested and not thought twice about it, except that we had the person text us. But I'm also thankful, as I saw, a high school friend's father passed away from it yesterday. Now, granted, I don't know how healthy he was.
Right.
So, but it's never fun to see people passing away.
No.
Regardless.
No, it's not. Especially if it's, years prematurely.
Right.
But then on the same token, I just literally saw, I posted it on my personal page. I don't post much on my own personal page, but I don't know what state. I couldn't recognize. I think it might have been California. New York. Was that New York?
I'm pretty sure it was New York. Yeah, it was New York.
So some lady
posted.
Yeah, some lady was on the record saying that if you were under hospice care and you died of and you were to die,
I didn't see that one.
List it as, I posted two of them. Yeah, the governor of New York was saying, well, just go get an essential job. Okay, let's go get an essential job. My job is simple in my mind, but I guarantee you, I know you're smart, but you couldn't do my job right off the bat, right off the get-go, just to go.
No way.
And even bringing you on, I got to have you fit tested. So to wear my full face respirator, you got to actually go to a medical facility, get it fitted, and make sure that you're medically able to wear a respirator, because it is harder to breathe. There's more to it than that, than just putting the thing on and calling it good. So yeah, you don't just go get an essential job. You don't just go become an electrician tomorrow.
No.
You
Exactly.
know, you don't just go become a nurse tomorrow. So, but no, this other one that I posted was I recognize.
I
the
did
flag.
see that, not on your page, but I did see that one on somebody else's page because I was explaining. Yeah.
If you're under hospice care and you die with symptoms that look a lot like allergies or a cold, if you have symptoms and you're under hospice care and you pass away, that they're going to mark it down as a COVID death. And it's like, really? No, I would say people. I've known one guy actually that was on hospice care for like a month, and then all of a sudden he's better and back, and he's still going. So I've known one person that was on hospice care that came back, but I don't hear that story very often. Usually when you're on hospice, it's end of days.
It's your palliative. You're in your final days.
Yeah, palliative care, just make you comfortable, get your family in, kind of keep you propped up to get your goodbyes and get your family and that sort of thing. And then if you have a cough and you pass away, that's now COVID. I don't buy that.
I don't either.
So, well, lady,
all righty.
Good to hear your voice. I'm glad everybody's doing good. And Ruel actually texted me that he thinks that the recording might have cut off at 2:00. So you and I might have just been chatting, or this could be for the 3 or 4 listeners that happen to listen. I don't know. We'll find out whenever Ruel does his editing magic. But I'm glad that you all are doing better and
thank you.
Yeah, and your husband and your kid. It doesn't sound like your boy got it that bad though.
No, he just has a cough. He said the first day it felt like he had swallowed peanut butter without anything to wash it down. That was kind of his, description of it. And then he's had a cough since, but he never ran a fever. He didn't have any other symptoms. That was it. So. Well,
whether we're recording or not, just friend to friend, just keep that attic fan running because that will pull the air from downstairs up and out through the attic.
Okay,
and if
I'll do
you
that.
have some windows, even if it's raining, now heat-wise, I don't know what your temperature is there, but if it's too cold, the heat will go right up through the attic fan. So, balance that comfort level. But during the day, for sure, when it's warm enough, keep that attic running. Keep some windows cracked just a little bit. And preferably the furthest windows from the attic fan. I'm assuming like most houses are in the hallway.
Ours is, Ours is in the hall, technically.
Yeah, that's usually kind of where they're at. So the furthest, I don't know if that's a living room, a kitchen, even a screen door window or a door or something, crack that and get that cross air coming through, up and out and through, and pull up any and all the germs and just put it up in the attic, and where it goes from there, it's up there. Who knows? So.
Perfect.
All right.
I'll do it.
Keep in touch.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Till next time.
Yeah.
This is Lonnie Beecham wanting to tell you to get your life back to normal. That's a wrap.
Woohoo! They'll get your life back to normal. Lonnie with Restore It Restoration.
This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production.